Big thank you to KiwiCo for sponsoring today's video. More on them in a bit. So much has been happening over at the farmhouse build site. It's constantly changing. Every single day something new happens. We are officially in the home stretch. The vision is taking shape and looking exactly how we wanted it to. I just cannot wait to finish all the little projects that'll make it come together. So I'm going to be taking you over there for an update. First, I have a little bit of homemaking to do this morning. I want to make some milk kefir, get some yogurt started in the Instant Pot, feed my sourdough starter, just do a little cleaning. And then I'm going to show you our paint colors, our flooring, some exciting stuff. Right there.
All right, let's go. Bye.
You put that back on? Yeah, stay.
Two challenges. They vote for the challenge, but 5 people I mean, like, we.
Okay, we are about to head over and get an update on the house, but before we do, I want to tell you about something that my kids have been loving this winter, and that is KiwiCo. It can be challenging in the winter months to avoid screens, to give kids something to do on those cold days that will encourage them to learn, but also something that they enjoy doing. And as the days are getting warmer, I know that we are also going to have a lot of rainy spring days, and that's another time where I'm looking for something that will challenge my kids' brains, something that they can work on. I love KiwiCo for that. They have subscription lines for all ages. One of my older kids this time really enjoyed making something that will be useful for her in her sewing room, but also it was fun to put together. The mechanics of all of that teach something. I like that each crate comes with an educational book so you can dive deeper with your children, exploring multiple learning concepts all within one box so that you can really get the most out of each and every one. Since we have a large family, what we like to typically do is have several kids work together on one. The older kids like helping some of the younger kids with theirs, and the younger kids love to sit in and watch the older kids. It's always very exciting when KiwiCo comes because everyone can't wait to dive into all that each one offers. They hold my children's attention for a lot longer than I even expected, which is great for busy days where we're working on the house, or if it's too cold to really get outside much or too rainy. I'm surprised at how well they can work on them independently and really keep them engaged and busy for a very long time. If you want your kids to experience the magic of KiwiCo and support my channel, click the link in the description box below and use my code FARMHOUSE for 50% off your first monthly crate. Okay, here's the big update. Here's the heart pine flooring, which I know I showed you in bundles, but this is it laid down. We got our stove now in the corner. We had it just sitting here because we were heating the house with it. It's a lot warmer now, and our furnace is hooked up, so we are no longer using the wood stove currently, obviously, but we wanted to get it in place. And then we were going to do a tile hearth pad here like we did in our last house, but instead we're gonna get a 48-inch by 48-inch piece of soapstone from the same place we're getting the countertops in the kitchen. I was talking to my friend Anne that helped me do our colors, and she had that thought. And so I really liked that, to have like a solid piece. So that's what's going there. So they already have the flooring done in here, and we'll just be bringing in that soapstone and setting it there. I don't really know what else we have to do to install it. I think that's kind of it. And then also you can see the color in here. It looks so yellow on camera. It does not feel that yellow. Not that I don't like yellow, I do, but it just looks so much more yellow than it actually is. It really just feels like a very warm, inviting white. And I really, really love it. Don't get dizzy. We're gonna go into the kitchen. Again, that same warm inviting white that looks quite yellow, but again, I really love it in person. I like it way more than I even thought I would. Got all the heart pine laid in here. We're gonna be doing terracotta tile underneath this wood stove. You can see the size, how it's picture framed out. The reason I wanted to do terracotta in here is this flooring, once we add the oil-based polyurethane, is going to take on an orangish amber color over time. It's what we did in our last farmhouse. It's what our first house had, and I really, really love just the historic look of those color floors. And I thought if we did terracotta, it would kind of blend seamlessly because it also has an orange look. So it'll be all orangish, if you will. Just the patina as it ages over time will become more orange, and then we'll have that orange terracotta, and so it'll look kind of seamless was my thought. The floor guy recommended going out far enough that when you're standing here at the stove, you're on one or the other. So we made it come out far enough that I will be on terracotta when using the cook stove. And then I don't think I can go in here because Luke did a fresh coat of primer. We wanted the areas at the back porch and the sun porch to look like they were old porches. And a lot of times old porches are painted kind of like we have our front porch here. And so that is what we went with. Now what we have on here right now is just the primer. It's a linseed oil paint. So it hopefully, that means it won't chip. It'll just potentially dull over time. But the idea is we won't be scraping and repainting, just repainting to make the surface less dull. But it was the scraping that I really wanted to avoid, which is why we took the time to do linseed. I actually really love the color of the primer, but we still are going to be doing a top coat in here and painting these French doors as well. There's also French doors here that just aren't on right now because of painting. This is a different species. This is fir, this is heart pine. Again, we wanted to create the story that these were additions over the years since this is a new old house. Now here in the pantry, it has its top coat. And the reason for that is our fridge freezer is getting installed this week. And so we needed to actually finish this. So this is done. I'm not going to walk on it because I think he finished it yesterday, but linseed oil paint needs a lot of time to dry. It's probably fine right now. It actually feels like perfectly fine, but it can take a while to dry. And I just want it to really cure and set up. But the fridge freezer will get installed over here. And so this room is ready, and this is how all the porch rooms will look. So all along the back portion of this house is considered the porch, and they will look like this, as well as the sun porch. Now the sun porch, I had been really getting excited about the idea of painting like a pattern on it, like almost like a quilt pattern, or maybe like a rug look. We've been to an antique shop somewhere sort of near here. They have like an antique rug pattern painted on a wood floor, and I know over the years I'm going to get ideas like that. I might get them really soon. We might be doing this soon. We'll see how that project, ends up on the list. There's a lot of things ahead of it, but I think it'd be so cool because this room isn't going to have a lot. It's probably just going to have a table and chairs, a spot to take in the view right off the kitchen, have a cup of coffee, possibly do some homeschool in there. There's not going to be any cabinetry or anything else. It's just going to be a room with a table, most likely, at least for a while. And so I like the idea of keeping it very simple, but painting something on that floor. I like the idea that having painted floors gives me that option. Now, the main part of the house won't be painted, but in these cozy little rooms, I think you have a lot of freedom to play with those and do something fun on the floor. So I think eventually we will do that. We opted not to sand these floors down because we wanted to make sure that it didn't look like a nice solid piece of wood once painted. So I am pleased to see that you can still see all the lines. I want it to look like an old porch, and I feel like that really helped with that. Okay, moving on. The bedroom is now painted as well. It's interesting because it takes on a beige or almost an orange depending on the time of day and the sunlight in here. No matter what, I've loved it. This room doesn't have the flooring on it yet. Again, it'll be that porch floor look because they had to fur this out. We had a mistake happen with the shower. So we're gonna tie all that in and then do the porch floors. My tub will go there. But yeah, this room has the heart pine, goes all the way through the kitchen there. This is painted, but it looks white right now. It's not. This little porch floor is primed. It just needs a top coat. Same here. I wonder if I'm allowed to go on this. Yeah, I think I can go on it. Hopefully I'm right. It does feel a little tacky, I must admit. This is the, ooh, I might get in trouble. This is the mud hall, and there'll be cabinetry here, but we're ready for that cabinetry because it's painted and the floor is painted and it's out in the garage. So we're gonna be doing that really soon. My laundry room, I'm a little scared to walk any further, but you can see the color. I'm really excited about this color. Anne helped me pick it, and I think that it's just a nice small room where you could do something fun. And so I wanted to do a darker color than I usually do. And I think it's gonna look great. I have a cabinet planned to go in there that I got from an antique shop. I wanna put like an antique table, an old clothes error is what they call them. You can see the ceiling is painted in that white hyacinth. Still has to be cut in over there. And then without moving much, I'm gonna show you the guest bath is also painted. It's gotta be cut in, but it's pretty. And we're gonna put a little tub over there that will probably paint a fun color on the exterior. This is it for the downstairs, but as you can see, it's really coming along. Okay, let's head upstairs. So we finally have a stair guy that is willing to take on this project. That's been kind of a thing for a lot of reasons I won't get into, but I think we are actually going to be moving forward on these stairs now. I think there's a high chance that we will be moved in before these stairs are done. And I know that the safety issue of that isn't great. However, this is not a super scary area because we have a landing here. We put in a little faux railing. But what we will do if we were to move in is there would be a gate here. No kids would be allowed to the third floor at all until it's done. Just making this nice and secure, which isn't all that tricky because, you know, it doesn't go like straight down at any point, is really not going to be hard. And I had so many people comment that they've built houses and you should definitely wait to move in. And I do see what you're saying. I've actually thought a lot about that. Like, maybe they're right. Maybe this is a really bad idea. However, I also have the experience of my sister. They just built and they moved in before their house was done. Their staircase still isn't done. And she's was in a very similar situation to what we're in that she has a similar number of kids. We had similar living arrangements during the build, and both can really relate to the fact that we're very much back and forth. Our family feels divided because half the day Luke will come here with some kids, and it's working for this season, but we're definitely ready to get out of it. And so there's some factors to consider. I can see how it'd be hard to move in before certain things are done. Like if the flooring's not done, I would not do that. I definitely need some kind of kitchen, but there will be a point where the hard of what that will be and the heart of what we're currently living with, like being in between and back and forth all the time, will weigh out. And I think that will weigh out before the stairs are done, but after a lot of other things are done. I'm kind of gonna do what my sister has done because they don't regret it at all. It's been a very positive thing for them to have moved in at the point where they moved in, and we will be at that point, hopefully, pretty soon, like maybe in the next, sorry, my dad just shut up. So we were talking about all kinds of stuff, but yeah, I think there'll be a time where this house will be comfortable enough to outweigh the back and forth and half the family here, half the family there, kind of the logistics of all of that when it comes to like sending food and trying to figure out which kids get to go with dad, which ones have to stay home. Those will weigh out, and we're not there yet, that's for sure. I know we're not there yet. We at least have to have some kind of kitchen. And maybe if it looks promising enough that if we just wait a few more weeks, my fear is that certain things will get delayed. This house will be comfortable and set up enough to outweigh that. And then, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll see what happens. I can see both sides having their own kind of hard. And as you all know, we're just so darn excited to live here. And that probably weighs in a lot. One thing I love about this house is like we're in a room on the west side of the house right now and the sun's setting. And I love the reflection that the windows puts on the walls in the kitchen, the walls up here. It's just so gorgeous. The flooring is also done in this little bedroom and in this upstairs hall, in the closet, in this bedroom. I think the only place we still need more heart pine is in 2 bedrooms, I think. I think everything else is done. And then we need a little bit of fir in the bathroom downstairs And then for the upstairs, the attic, we're doing something totally different when it comes to flooring. So more on that soon. I think we're gonna end up doing some like 1x10 pine boards and then painting them. We're gonna do a dark blue color. Real excited about that. All of these little sconces here are like a candelabra bulb. I'm real excited to get the light fixtures up. So that's all coming really soon as well. I don't know when our electrician will be here, but now that painting's all done, that's actually something that can be done. Yeah, nothing new up here, but we're not probably gonna finish the floor. This will probably be another thing that's like an after we move in kind of thing, because we don't need the attic done to move in, and the flooring's different. I don't know, maybe we'll keep the floor, guys, and we'll just keep on going. Or Luke and I, we've talked about potentially DIYing it. We shall see. But the third floor isn't a crucial thing for us, so it could be treated as a renovation, just depending on people's availability. Obviously, our priority is to move in. What else is new since they came last?
Isn't the whole flooring down there done?
Yep, we showed all the flooring, which is almost all done. There was something else. Oh, I know. The cabinetry in the barn. I think I want to show them that. Let's go show them the cabinetry in the barn. My dad was just here and he said, man, every time you guys add anything, it looks older and older, which I will take as the highest compliment, because that is precisely the goal. One thing that is not remotely important right now, but I will just mention it, is the barn wood has been aging simply because obviously it's not a priority to paint the barn. And I'm really liking the color more. I know I was like so gung-ho on painting it red, and I still might be, because I think it'd be so pretty to have the windows outlined in white, but it's becoming more and more beautiful the longer it sits here. And you know, with the amount of a project that building a new house is, this is so far down the priority that probably it'll sit here for another year at least before we'd even consider painting it. So I'm wondering, like, am I gonna end up just loving this color and never wanting to change it? We'll see. Ooh, it is so muddy. That's one thing about moving in. My sister said it's just so hard because when you build, there's no grass. And so it is just muddy because you had to dig up everything. Let's see our shoes here. Okay, so this is Cabinet Central. Kennebec built these. These are our mudroom cabinets. It's kind of hard to show stuff, actually. Maybe I can't really show you that well, but what I can see, I'm excited about. Let's see, what else can we see, Mike? Oh, this is the table for the pantry. You can kind of see it. It's gonna have a sink in it. Whoa. I told Luke I wanted to move in so bad. I was like, well, why don't we just put the sink in the pantry and the cabinets don't even have to be done. This is the color, because this is the range hood. It's yellow. Obviously, the lighting in this barn is not reflective of how it'll look in the kitchen. This is the kitchen island. We're gonna do a marble countertop on top of it. This is my baking cabinet. How's that looking there, Mike?
It looks really good and smooth.
We're doing unlacquered brass hardware because the painted knobs we have in our current house, they rub off the paint so badly with use. This is my wooden hutch. It's just a piece of it. I'm real excited about it. There's more, but it's all covered up with moving blankets. There's some more yellow. Oh, is that tan or yellow? I think that's tan. Okay, that's my baker cabinet for the pantry. So I had Anne from Storied in Tears help me pick out colors for all my cabinetry. We were joking that I tend to only pick out green, and I'm trying to not just be like millennial green on everything. And the one place I didn't ask her help, when she asked me, so what did you choose for the mudroom? I'm like, it's kind of green. It's really green. I thought I wasn't picking something super green, and I did, but that's okay. I do like green. I just don't want to put it everywhere. It's just funny because she helped me kind of like break out of my green mold, but the one thing she wasn't there for that I didn't ask her about, I chose green. I think it'll look good in the mudroom. You know, it won't get dirty. It's not super light. So muddy, Micah.
There.
Look at that. It's ridiculous. Everything's muddy. You should see our van. So bad. I decided I just can't care right now. Just leave it. Another thing I really like how the color changed was on the roof here. It was so orange originally, and it just looks so much prettier. Same with the barn. I don't know if you can really, if it picks up on camera, but it's nice and it's just lighter and weathered. I don't know. We'll see. There will always be projects, though. I know that. I'm going to show you some things that came in from Beautiful Bathtub. They have a channel here on YouTube. Here's the beautiful bathtub. They professionally resurfaced the inside, which is great. And then we're going to paint the outside a fun color.
So beautiful, it's boring.
And then in the kids' bathroom, we're going to have matching pedestal sinks. And that's what is in here. Let's see here. There's one. There's the other. They just brought that out the other day.